The next most common entry into the omoplata is, from the guard at least, is going to be the lasso guard entry. So a lot of times the way that I'm going to get into this is I might control the triceps usually at first, or I'm going to control the wrists. So I'm going to be here, I'm going to come down to the wrists, and I'm going to open up my legs. And remember, I'm holding right below the epicondyles before the thumb and the pinky, right? And I'm only using 2 fingers. When I hold with all my fingers like this, my hand creates an approximation of the entire shape of the wrist, which is wider over here than it is here. So if I'm just holding with the whole hand, it's very easy for him to jerk and slip it out, right? Versus just those 2 fingers, if he tries to pull out, I'm really, really gripping into that gap right there really well. So I come here, open up my guard, I'm keeping my legs slightly pinched, I roll onto one hip, the top knee comes in, and I get heavy with it as I come over to this side so that he can't easily just bring his arm right back over the top of that. And then I get here into this butterfly guard position. And you know, if I'm here and Jet really wants to fight to get a wrist free, it's going to be actually, you know, easier for him. So if he just really fights for it, he might get it out. But once I get into this butterfly guard position, if he really wants to just jerk an arm out, it's going to be way harder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out a little bit. I'm going to take my foot off the hip. I bring it over his bicep, and then I hook his lat really hard with my boot. I'm going to take and put my shin across his belly like a seatbelt here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going into that shoulder roll. So I put my hand behind his knee, and I come around. Right? Now, what's going to happen here, a lot of times, is people are going to feel that I'm trying to get up high on my shoulder, and so they're going to press down on me. They're going to get heavy, and that actually is going to help me through that roll, and then I can come up into that omoplata position. Now, a lot of times, right here, you see that he's postured up here? Again, I can guard this wrist, and I can straighten this leg out, and then come up into this position. Right? So, again, I'm going to open up my guard, keeping that pinch. I'm holding onto his epicondyles. I bring top knee in, switch over to the other hip, top knee in. All right, from here, I bring my leg over the top and I hook into his lat. I come here, and then I'm going to start to spin over. Notice that I'm trying to get my legs straight, and if I can, I want to be as high on my shoulders, so here, if I can, and then I get to this position. Now, because this is a little bit, he might be able to see this coming, let's go ahead and back up a couple of squares. Jet might shoulder roll, right? So he's going to duck his shoulder, and he's going to roll forward. I'm going to hold on to this elbow here, right? So now, I can start to, I can do a couple things, right? I can come down, and I can roll here, and come up into that omoplata again, right? So it brings him right back up, right? Right. He shoulder rolls forward, right? From here, I can put my shoulder down on the ground on the other side of his hip. So I come here, and then I come back into the omoplata on this side. So, you all right? So, depending on which way he rolls, we have several follow-ups that we can do to that to get back into that omoplata position. That's not always going to be what he's going to do. He's not always going to roll out. Sometimes it's just a matter of posturing up, and we'll go ahead and cover that in the next one.